Welcome back to Stone and Grace. I don't even know how to start this video, honestly, because I'm so excited. And I almost didn't film the introduction or say my little spiel that I normally say, but hi, hello, welcome back to Stone and Grace. If you're new here, my name is Bristol, and I'm so glad that you're going to spend the day with me because I have a huge haul. If you've seen my posts on the channel for the YouTube post, then you have an idea of what I'm talking about. But there's some stuff on there that you haven't seen because I went back the next day and I went a few days before to a local thrift store and took a road trip and picked up some items. So I want to hurry up and get started and jump in because I am so excited. I have never in my life, I felt like I was winning the lottery, honestly. And the longer I stayed, the more I found, and it's so good. So grab your coffee and we're diving in. Good morning, happy Saturday. Don't mind my hair. I usually wear my hair up in a clip, especially whenever I'm going to a yard sale or a estate sale. Just don't want to get in the way. I don't want to be flustered with it. But those little clips, like, have you ever thought about it? Like, if you're driving and you get in a wreck or something, and that little clip, if it doesn't break, because most time I wear the metal ones, then that could go in my skull or something. I don't know. I think weird things like that. But we're up. We are at it. We are headed an hour away to an estate sale. I left this morning at 6:30. It is raining. Now the estate sale opened at 7. But I didn't want to be standing out in the rain waiting. And honestly, I could not make up my mind if I was going to go or not because I will be going by myself. My husband was going to go with me, but he is down in his bag. And my mom and my aunt are going. My aunt is ready for an adventure. If you don't know, she had knee replacement surgery and she is just itching to get out of the house to do something, to have a different change of scenery. It's been about 6 weeks now, I think. But they are going to go on a shopping spree and they're going to be gone all day. And I just wasn't up for an all-day adventure. I'm only up for a few hours. So I probably will run into them at some time. But I'm going to try my best to take you along with me. Just so much in this house to look at. It was absolutely packed. Now a lot of the stuff on the table, like this platter here, they had it at $100. A lot of the items that were on the table were marked. That's what they classified as the higher end items. So you just had to dig for the good stuff. Now that I'm looking back through this, because even at this time, it was still only myself and one person in the home, and it was just so quiet. But there's just so much stuff that I wish that I would have picked up when the first day that I was there, because whenever I went back for day 2, of course it was gone. But it's so hard to film and look and still be able to see everything, because like I said, this was one of those homes that you just had to dig. And I spent 2 hours in there already, but I could have spent so much longer. So the first one that I'm going to start with is a local thrift store that we have in town. And I didn't pick up a whole lot, but I want to share with you what I did pick up. It's called Finders Keepers. And the first item, I'm going to start with books so I can stack up on the books. But I got this first aid textbook by the American Red Cross. And it's worn to tape. They've taped the binding here. But I mean, the illustrations are just amazing. And I'm going to put this in my hutch with my red and green military patriotic decor is. So that's what I'm going to do with this. And I also picked up some Reader Digest books just for stacking purposes. And they are blue. I thought these were so pretty. And from there, I got a Jimmy John. I'm assuming that this would be classified as a Jimmy John. This would be my first one if it is. I do not have one, but the handle is in perfect condition. The only little flaw was up here, but I think I paid like 75 cents for this, and the books are 25 cents a piece. So that was perfect. The next thing I got were these Stained and Crazed coffee mugs. Oh, look at that, so good. And the stamping says Federalist Ironstone. I got 2 of them. So toasty, so yummy. And whenever I went to Goodwill the other day with Becky, I didn't put my haul in there, but I did pick up these restaurant wear berry bowls, dessert bowls. There's nothing special about them, but I like the pattern, and I have a few things that kind of go together with that. So that's what I'm classifying them as. So I'm gonna move these out the way. Don't want anything to fall and break. And whenever I went to go get my strawberry cake plate that's in my hutch over here, I drove an hour and a half away to pick that up. And on the way, I picked up this beautiful yellowware bowl. It's amazing. Perfect condition. I mean, there's a little character flaws here and there, but that just makes it all more beautiful to me. And then I also picked up this bowl. It's just, it is gorgeous. The crazing is toasty, yummy. It's just so much goodness. I love it. So I picked that up. Almost dropped it, Bristol. Like, gotta get it together. I gotta move the stuff out my way. Okay, moving on. I have a small Whatnot haul. I will leave the link below if you've ever thought about checking out Whatnot. I was doing it strategically for research purposes because I'm trying to find a great platform that I can offer stuff to you all without you having to come to my booth, being you are so far away. And I was just, you know, casually on there trying to do some research, and I just come across some stuff that was at amazing prices that I just, you know, my finger just, it just slid. It just did it. So these are my first Whatnot purchases, okay? But I'm going to leave the link below if you ever want to check it out. If you click that link, you get $15 credit to shop with, which is kind of dangerous, but exciting. So I got this Beautiful bowl. I love all the staining and crazy. It is Johnson Brothers and it is stamped. It's gorgeous. I love it. I got this picture. It's all the toastiness, the crazy, the handle on her. She is beautiful. She is my first little creamer picture that I have here. And this one is stamped. It is KT GK, it looks like. I'm not exactly sure the maker's mark there, but I got that. And a lot of the sellers have sets. So like these were a set. It's a little creamer. It's a little, nothing special. I mean, it's all special to me, but you know, it's not like stamped or anything like that. And then it came with these little butter pats or little sauce dishes. That's what they kind of called it. But it was $1. Nobody was bidding, and it was $1. And I hated not to. So, and from the same lady, I did get some restaurant wear butter pats. These are just regular restaurant wear, but there was 2, and this little pitcher come with it, little creamer, not pitcher, but it came with it, and it was $3. So for $4 plus $4.51 shipping, I couldn't say no. So I picked those up from Whatnot. And like I said, I'll leave all the information below if you want to check them out. And if it's something that you will watch, because the sale is live. If that's something that intrigues you or interests you and you want me to, I will try a show. That's what they're called. And I will do my best to try to make it work for you all, to ship the packages out. It would be easy. Now, the only thing I will say is once you bid on that item, then your card is instantly charged. But if you purchase multiple things, then shipping is combined, if that makes sense. And that's been my only hesitation. So my mom and my aunt were going, but they were going to go on an all-day thrifting adventure, and I just wasn't cut up for that. I even texted Becky, but she said her and David were doing something. I totally understood, but I just thought I'd ask because they started at 7, and I was going to be back before lunchtime, and I was actually back like at 11 o'clock, but because I was there right after 7 o'clock. But anyway, he ended up hurting his back, and he wasn't able to go. So I'm glad that I put my big girl pants on and I braved it and I went myself, because holy moly, I was in shock, and you'll never believe why. But whenever I walked in, I mean, the house outside was gorgeous, but they had the windows boarded up and everything. It was a historical home that I believe, or I hope, that they are going to try to restore. But it was gorgeous. So I said I was going to start with the books, and it would be easier to stack, but I'm going to start with exactly what made me stay almost 2 hours at that house. And the longer I stayed, the more I found, and I did not want to leave. So I walked into a room, because there was a lot of rooms, and there was a lot of stuff in boxes, up high, down low, in cabinets that had never been opened. I mean, there was just so much stuff. It was amazing. And right on a shelf. Now, I went Saturday. Now, the sale started Friday. So I for sure thought that a lot of stuff would have been gone. I walked in to a room where they had tables and a fireplace. And on the side of the fireplace was built-in bookshelves. And they had a china set there. And on those shelves were these stack of butter pats, just patiently waiting for me to come get them. Now, I have never found butter pats in the wild until we went on my mom's thrifting road trip with Becky And we were headed up the road to Kingston to go to the Copper Mill. And we stopped at that little roadside antique place. I can't remember the name of it, but it was in the video that I shared. And I found her 3 on a wall. Okay, that was my first time finding a butter pat out in the wild. But I found them for my mom. It was her birthday. You know, I was like, happy birthday, Mom. I found you some butter pats. Well, these were mine. These are mine, and they are beautiful. Now, they are floral, but that's okay. I mean, there was an entire stack. An entire stack of them. And I couldn't, nothing was priced. Some things were priced, but these weren't priced at all. And I started grabbing all this stuff, and I was like, oh, to be sure they were going to charge, you know, $8 a piece. And I walk up to the lady, and I have a few things in my arms because I'm just getting started. You know, I bring my bags, but there's only one other person in the home with me whenever I got there, other than the workers. And I was like, you know, these aren't priced. How much would you want for these? And she looked at them. She looked at all of them. She was like, $4. I was like, I'll take them. I'll take them. I'll take them. I grabbed them, I put them, and I carried them around with me the entire time because I didn't want them to break, and I didn't want somebody to go in a box and steal them from me because I was just that excited about it. So I kept looking, and I found these. Now, these aren't butter pats or anything, but they are so cute. They are stamped and marked. They are Royal Ardalt, made in England. And I mean, they are all that way. So I picked these up. I was so excited. You know, I just kept finding all these things. So I went into the next room because I kind of looked over everything in there. I was giving it like a once over. I had my glasses on. I was serious. And I found this little sugar dish. And it had $5 on it. And that stamping is gorgeous. So I picked it up. And right beside it, on a table, was this little baby. Had $3 on her. I just could not believe it. I was in shock. And it felt like this estate sale was meant for me. Because I never find anything like this. My mama is a magnet to it. She finds it all the time. But she's able to go thrifting a lot more than I am. So I picked those up. I went into the kitchen. And now I went in each room 5 or 6 different times. But in the kitchen, I got a tomato spoon. I got a little sugar spoon. And some teaspoons. I picked those up. This little brass ladle. I picked up the brass ladle. And I went on a little bit further. I found some vintage spiceware, some cloves, and stick cinnamon. And I also found some baking powder. So I picked those up. I found this variety box or bag of vintage items. Got matches, laxatives, and I can't even talk. I'm so excited. Anti-infection salve for bathroom stuff. And I'll have to show you my kids' bathroom one day because that's where I put all this stuff at. But I also found this mirror. I mean, it's beautiful. I cleaned it up a little bit the best I could, but I found it. It was $5. I found these cute little doggies. I think these are Sapphire, I think, England. These are so cute. I found them. Alright. I also found a soap dish. It is stamp Maddock and Company, made in England. I picked that up. I picked up this little dish. It is Johnson and Brothers. I love this. This one is, it is stamped. It's Homer Laughlin. I just love the toastiness and the crazing. It is just gorgeous. Now this one is not stamped, but I couldn't leave it behind because I don't even know what I paid, honestly, for each item. It was just one group lump sum, but I'm sure it was probably $1, $2, and I just couldn't leave it behind. Even with a chip, I just couldn't. I couldn't say no. And the place that I found the sugar dishes, the sugar jars, I went back and I found these plates. They are I'm trying to read the marking. Dunbennett and Company in England. They have the stamping. This one's a little bit better to read. But I love the green. These will be going in the booth though. And I found those little, it's like a little salad dishes or salad plates, and then the platter. And the platter is also stamped. It is beautiful. And I picked up some old books, The Primary History of the United States. I picked that up. I picked up this Hymn of Ages. Honestly, I don't know if I picked this up in the room that had all the books or upstairs, because I just dug. Like, for 2 hours, that's what I did. There was this hand-painted sweet picture. It was older because it's got the nails in it that's holding the backing on. I picked up this sweet tiny book, and then these candle wicking scissors. I picked those up. And in this book, it's a calendar of 1915. So I picked that up, and I was kind of sad because I picked up this box and I opened it, and I was taking a chance on it whenever I got home. Washing it, I just put some water in the sink, but there was a box of salt cellars, but only one survived because they were covered in some type, you can still see some of it. It was like a corrosion type, like I don't know if the salt just corroded the glass or whatever, but I picked it up because it had the scoops for the salt. I haven't ever come across, I've come across salt cellars, but none of the scoops. So I picked those up, and even though only one survived, I'll keep that one for me. And I picked up this storybook to read with the children on Sundays, and I thought that was the most precious thing. It is dated, see if I can, I'll have to look back for that date in that book. I also picked up this picture to go with my Americana collection that I have going on, and it's also, the back of it is wood. I picked up this had a cover on it, but it was wet, so I took it off. But it says The Story of America in Pictures. And I mean, the graphics in vivid books like this, I mean, older books like this are just so vivid, and I love that. And then the last book that I picked up was The History of Our Country, and it's red, white, and blue. And I couldn't leave it behind. I had to have it. And I also got this little stopper. I'm always finding bottles that don't have the stopper. Now the cork stopper that around the seal was cork, and of course it deteriorated. I have 3 more things from that day. I paid a whole $5 for this platter. It is huge, gorgeous, and it is stamped on the back. You can't really tell, but it is there. It is heavy. It is beautiful. It is stained, crazed, toasty, all the yumminess. I love it. And I don't know which one's my favorite. I made my mom upset with this one, but with all of my military stuff that I have going on, I wanted it. But it is a Watchman's mug that I found. I dug and I dug forever, and it is stamped. But I love that. But it was like I blacked out almost because I don't remember where I got these things at. But this beautiful picture is heavy. It is gorgeous and I love it. I don't have any pictures like this. It is stained, crazed, just all the goodness in the world. I love it so much. It's beautiful. I was sticking stuff in it because, again, it was like the butter pats. I couldn't put it down. I was scared somebody was going to take it. And I know they wouldn't have. They wouldn't have. But being that was my first time finding any of the ironstone like this out in the wild, it was just amazing to me. So it was so good that I had to go back. And this is just the stuff that I've cleaned up. This is not even all of the haul. But this was something I wanted to share it with you. So let me make a way to grab this without breaking anything. See, it's all clattering. It's making me very nervous. So we went back and you could tell it had been gone over, but I found this mug. It is Wellsville, China, made in the USA. So it's a newer piece, but still. I found it. I found this writing fluid in the box. Now, there wasn't nothing in it, but script, you could tell. So, I got it to go with my little desk in my living room there with all my red and green ironstone. I picked up this little feeder. Thought it was so cute. It is stamped Germany on the back of it. And I'd already styled all my stuff before the haul just because I was so excited to get it out and put it up. But I can't remember if whenever I went to clean out some of the stuff with my grandma, if I got this from there or it was part of the haul because I'd already put it up. But I can't remember. But it's just a little tobacco tin. I picked that up. Now, I really bought this for the box, but it is like plastic flower frogs that you could put in vases, and I just love the blue for 4th of July or spring or something like that. And then I picked up this little rubber stamp. And in the kitchen, I went back and I was surprised nobody had got it. It's not ironstone or anything. It is part of a mold, but I have never been lucky to find a breadboard or a bread knife or anything like that people go crazy for. And honestly, I can't afford $185 to $300 for a breadboard or a knife. So until I can find one out in the wild, which probably will never happen, but one day, until I can find one in the wild, I picked up this. It is it just says give us this daily bread. And it's got the wheat. I know it's so hard to tell. The sun's kind of going down outside, so I don't have the daylight. But then I also picked up this little serving dish. It shows some good staining. It is stamped, but it is beautiful, the blue. This will be in the booth as well. But that is my haul. My great big haul. And like I said, this is just stuff that I've cleaned up and I had already styled with. My car is still full. But I'll show you some pictures. I'll insert them of everything that I was able to pick up. I got a Whatnot package in, and I wanted to share this with you to close out the video, being I was sharing my experience on Whatnot. And thank goodness it come double boxed, because the first box is completely demolished, but that's okay. I'm gonna get it out of the way. Now we're gonna unwrap it together, but I'm so excited for this. It is a huge bowl. It is yellowware, and the price that I got it for was unbelievable. She packaged it great, thank God. Like I said, she double boxed it, and it's got, let's see if I can get some of this stuff out of it. Are y'all ready for this? I'm so excited. I love it. It is a yellowware mixing bowl, and it is huge. Look at that. With shipping, I paid $38 for this bowl. $38. Unbelievable. Look. I've never seen, I mean, of course it has all the cheapy goodness on it. But I have never seen a mixing bowl like this. I've seen the ones with the slit with the grooves that put it on the counter so it doesn't slide when you're mixing. But whenever I seen this, I just had to have it. Anywho, I will leave all the information down below in the description for you. I hope that you have enjoyed today's video. It was a lot of talking. I was showing you my haul. I can get very long-winded, and I do apologize. But I appreciate you all so much for being here. And until the next video, friends, happy thrifting.